great big hey howdy hey to all you wonderful people out there in internet land. Welcome to Ani-MANIC with Comic Auzi. Tonight, you guys are going to be directly involved in the conversation because tonight we're going to ask the very simple question, how has animation impacted your life? Now, while we're doing this, Min and I will bring up our own anecdotes, of course. I have the awesome Lemon Min Fairy D with me. Say hello, Min.
Bing bong, bing bing bong.
That counts. And, of course, there's me, Comic Auzi, the man himself. And basically, we're going to discuss how animation has affected us. Good, bad, or, like, just everything in between. We're just going to talk about what it's done for us, you know, and how it's informed who we are as people. Because animation tends to do that a lot. A lot of art tends to do that. Animation kind of feels like one of the purest art forms for me. Also, while we're doing this, I'm going to be drawing some promotional art, so you'll be able to watch that. You may ask questions about that, but we're mostly going to keep the conversation to how animation has impacted us as individuals. Man, if you want to start off, because it's probably going to take a while for the chat to register this idea, you know, get some of their conversations out. You know, a lot of texting. So you can go ahead and get started on that yourself. How is animation?
Okay, but who just joined our call? Who is this?
Wait.
What is up, my crusty crew?
Oh, you won't
Hey,
believe
bitch,
it! The incomparable ZD has decided to join us! Finally, someone other than Scribe to make terrible jokes that make people uncomfortable.
Hell yeah! Let's go. I wear that as a badge of honor.
But I'll bring this up to you, but it's also in the chat. Just wanna bring it up again very quickly. How has animation impacted your life? This is where the discussion is going to be tonight. I want people in the chat to bring up your stories, positive or negative, but just think of how animation has influenced you to be the person you are today. But we are going to start the conversation with Min for the time being, because he was here first. And he has first right to refusal.
Oh, well, that's fine.
All right.
And I'm gonna get right into it as best I can. I'm probably not gonna remember everything off the top of my head, but
just get the
fuck,
most
dude.
impactful stuff, the stuff that you immediately remember.
Animation didn't strike me as much when I was young because, like, it was what everything for kids was. And animation was only for kids. And then I got older, and I used the internet, and realized art is for a lot of people, and sometimes art is for people and it shouldn't be, or basically I saw porn way before I was supposed to, but that's not important. What's important is the fact that even that is connected to animation. I had passions. I was like deep in, and yeah, I think there are a lot of people whose sexuality these actually get informed by animation, and I am not
Oh yeah,
an exception. And yeah, even though I don't want to like claim that as like the only thing that influences my sexuality, for sure, because I have like other stuff going on.
But it is a part of it.
But it is like it's almost inseparable because like of how integral it was to me growing up. And my dream to this day is to become a showrunner somehow, because I have at least 2 stories I'd like to tell. One that's definitely an adult story, and one that could just be for everyone, maybe in the same way The Simpsons is for everyone, you know?
Yes.
And I've been basically cramming away at trying to make these characters feel like characters since middle school. And my original idea was to make it into a webcomic, but that fell through because I wasn't keeping up with it consistently. However, I did make a small amount of content for it. That's on an old computer that can't be saved right now, so unfortunately I can't bring that up with you guys.
By the way, I did see a comment about my hat, and I just updated the description. So if you guys want to reload the page, the link to the shop, specifically the hat where you can buy it, is at the bottom of the description. If you want to go look at that.
What is that hat?
Oh, look at it. It says animator on it.
Animator
it's got a little
hat.
pencil on the end.
Yeah.
Now I look like a real animator.
Oh, that's cute. That's an adorable hat.
Thank
I like
you.
the beanie. like the beanie
Yeah,
version.
I like the baseball cap. Allows me to wear my ponytail.
Ooh, there's a producer, a designer, and a writer version.
Yeah,
Damn.
there's a lot of them. Anyway, back to your story, Min.
Yeah, animation is just something that ever since I saw my older brother Comic do it, I just decided, well, that's for me. Because I kind of had a bit of hero worship for him back in the day and just kind of followed everything he
Aw.
did. He's an artist. I gotta be an artist. That way people will notice me. It didn't work, by the way. People didn't notice me. So I'm sorry, searching for other people's approval just straight up doesn't work no matter how much you need it. So that sucks ass, but, you know.
Now we're getting some life advice with this awesome story.
Yeah,
Okay.
I remember my first favorite movie was the Peter Pan movie.
Oh, the 50s one from Disney?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, that one.
Okay. I noticed Squad posted something. I'm gonna read that. I don't want to go too much into negative for personal reasons, but for the positive, it's allowed me to learn from the negative and subsequently make friends with you guys. Aw, that's really sweet.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Especially with ZD, because Z, that's your dungeon master, right?
Huh?
Squad's your dungeon master.
Squad is not my dungeon master.
He's not?
No. Heart is my dungeon master.
I must have missed
That was
something.
in my stream on my channel.
I must have missed something completely and got my wires crossed.
Anyway, I've just been very connected to a very small set of characters that I've been working on for a long time. To the point where a lot of them have had, like, straight-up species shifts. Or at least my humanoid ones have. My main character is Sven Jawbreaker. He's a fairy. At first he was just a toon. He's a ball. He appeared in Farmers and Friends once, actually.
That episode is Prank Wars. If you want to go dig on the channel or go to the playlist section and find the Farness and Friends playlist.
He's a little purple ball guy who shows up and gets mad at Farners.
Wait, did I name the cartoon?
Wait, tiny little purple ball guy with the top hat?
Did I name the cartoon?
I love him.
The cartoon Prank Wars, if I didn't name it before.
Yeah, he appeared in that episode a slight bit out of character.
Well, I don't think we, I don't know if you solidified the character.
His character wasn't solidified at the time, so, and he was a lot, like, more irritable. So it was in character at the time, but nowadays, not even close to canon. His anger management issues look way different.
His anger management issues look different. They
still
really
there,
do. But they're just different.
Yeah.
I can take a wild guess to see how, I can take a wild guess as to how animation has impacted Team Miraculous. But, I don't know, I mean, your cosplay you're talking about is probably not necessarily a Ladybug cosplay, but, I mean, your name is Team Miraculous Ladybug. Animation is a big part of your life, I imagine.
Yeah.
Especially with how everywhere that show is.
So, like...
I'm ubiquitous, I'm everywhere.
My two other characters that I've been working on really hard is Marcus Headbang, who's my human little guy. He used to be a genie, actually, back in my little daydream universe that I had. Which, again, was based off of hero worship, based off of fan fiction that Comic was going to write at one point.
And if you want to hear about that, the video on the channel is Comic Auzi's Embarrassing Display. Not in a playlist, sadly, but if you just search Comic Auzi's Embarrassing Display in the YouTube search, it should probably come up pretty quickly.
Point is, I needed a sidekick, and Marcus was basically that sidekick at the time. Only his name is originally Nick, and that's why in canon, his name is secretly Nick. But, like, you didn't hear it here.
You didn't hear it from them.
You didn't hear it from me.
Then,
You're going to be going to an anime convention, and you made a post on your community page. So, yes, I read what you said.
And if you sent us a personal message, we probably didn't read it because we're a little selective about what we read.
It probably appeared on the stream, though.
Oh, here's something. I met Z when we did some Zootopia dubs together. I have complicated memories related to those, but thankfully they stuck around even when I made some mistakes that I could never fix. Aww.
Well, that's really sweet. I'm glad that worked out well enough for you.
See, do you
anyway, the last
give me a sec.
Yeah. And the last character I've been developing and who has gone through the most forums is Angela Pop and Jay. And she started out as a she-demon who was supposed to be sort of an evil love interest for Marcus. That has changed very much. Right now she has she evolved into a witch character. But since I didn't know enough about witchcraft and didn't want to delve into Wiccan culture, I changed her to species. I changed her species to wizard. And so now she is an arrow ace wizard, half human goddess or whatever. She's awesome.
Well, the hair would definitely imply goddess.
Yeah.
That hair.
She's
perfectly kept despite living in a dumpster.
Yeah, she's barely housed nowadays. Where before
But she is
like,
housebroken, so if anybody has a
want."
couch she can crash on.
Yeah. She never accept your offer of a couch to crash on. She's too proud for that. She'd rather stay outside or in her little shack. She's very different. She has no romantic desires. None of that. I can pull up some pictures of the main crew.
She's not like other girls.
Hey, I don't want to hear that shit. I don't want to hear that not like other girls shit. Angela is just like herself. Not other girls, not bitches. No
Not
bitches be
hoes.
like.
Yeah, I am myself. We are ourselves. Whether ourselves is like other bitches or just ourselves is fine.
We are the crystal
Okay,
gems.
I'm gonna
We
send a
always say
couple
that.
pictures of these motherfuckers.
Quote unquote
the
like
next
other
stream
girls. It's
chat.
kind of I kind of hate that. I hate that. Sorry.
I'm just
Sorry.
gonna be making
I'm
all
not
the-
like other girls. What is so bad about being like other girls, bitch?
Yeah, legit.
Like,
Well,
no-
I
nobody
mean,
fucking cares.
Other girls care so much about their appearance. It's just like, why does that matter?
bitch, you don't.
Why does that
I
matter?
hope you shower, fucko.
I hope you shower. Yeah, legit.
I have 3 rules of masculinity. This is getting highly off topic, but I have like 3 rules of masculinity. 1, smelling like shit isn't manly. It's just gross.
Yeah, it's just
2,
gross. Wiping your
2,
ass isn't feminine. It's just hygiene.
yeah. 2, lift other people up when you can, physically or emotionally, just whatever's within your ability.
thank you, Ryder. Thank you.
And 3 is oh yeah, real men can dress however the fuck they want, and if people are rude, then you just gotta like
absolutely.
tell them to fuck off.
Anyway,
There's a couple of pictures in the stream chat you can show off if they want to see
Ooh.
the bubs.
The bubs.
Oh my gosh, I love them. I love them so much. Anyways, I have a character who is straight up gender non-conforming, and
Like
like
Marcus, don't act like. Sorry, most of my characters are gender non-conforming. That's a weird thing to say.
yeah, but like he straight up has like a crop top and like booty shorts that were like meant for like women, but he saw them and he was like, I like the color, I'ma wear them. He's just like, yes, this is my style. This is how I dress.
I love that one bit in this Looney Tunes direct-to-video movie where Lola Bunny, because I gotta mention animation, where she mentions where they're on the run. And the movie's called Run Rabbit Run if you want to find it, or if you've seen it. It's pretty funny. But like, anyway, there's this bit where they're on an airplane and Lola's like, you know there are male flight stewardesses, right? Is like, I know, but I like the height the heels give me.
Speaking of heels, if you look at the other picture, Angela, you can see the top of Angela's prosthetic leg.
Ah, yeah, if I get the other picture in here.
Get the other image. Marcus is GNC as fuck.
You're insane.
Sven is a scientist and a funny little guy. Silly little mans.
I'm
Angela
blind.
is tired and just going through it, you know?
And also
Because she is-
fangs.
Yeah, this image where her teeth are showing. She's half wizard, and in magical science quest terms, that basically means she is kind of bigger and beastier than a normal human.
Ah.
Okay, Squad has another message. For the positive, after those incidents, I learned how to put my strong biases on certain shows aside, and then I was able to connect with more with people without driving them away. Oh.
Nah. I mean, legit, I think, oh my gosh, I was friends with someone who like, shoved their opinions down people's throats. And here's the thing. She's probably still an atheist. I haven't talked to her in years.
Right.
But, like, she's an atheist. And she, like, constantly talked about how religious people, like, cram their religion down people's throats. And I'm just sitting there like, you cram your opinions down my throat all the goddamn time. And you often tell me I'm wrong for having a different opinion than you. Shut up.
My opinion is that you don't have a right to your opinion.
I think both are correct. Like, they're annoying and religion is shoved down people's throats.
Mm-hmm.
And
but how are you any different than like somebody? How are you any different than like a religious nut?
It's like what you hate the most.
Like when you
often
shove your
reflected-
opinions down somebody's throat, that's the same thing as somebody shoving their religion down your throat. It's
What?
the same thing.
Religion can be a little more oppressive with that, actually.
True, but she often told me I was wrong for having a different opinion than her.
For my money, I think in some ways it's in my thoughts is like what often ends up true in circumstances like that is that when you swing so far to the opposite opinion, your opinion sounds pretty much the same to someone as on the opposite side. It's called extremism.
Yeah.
And the other thing is what you dislike other people doing is something that you often don't see that you actually do yourself.
Oh yeah. Yeah, legit.
It's not always true, but it's applicable. It's certainly applicable.
Yeah. Back to my animation story. Is that I don't know. A lot of animation helped me through hard times. As much as I have like mixed feelings on Steven Universe nowadays, it got me through a dark time.
I'll be honest, it's a good show. I have problems with it, and some of those problems are like moral problems, like you gotta kill the space Nazis. Come on, but like other than that, it's a good show. It's pretty to look at. It's not like the artists aren't trying.
Oh,
just,
actually, fun fact about the space Nazis, the diamonds.
Yeah.
Their whole like quote unquote redemption. I wouldn't say redemption. It's more like oh shit, what's the word?
The canon explanation is that Steven manipulated them into not being shit.
It's kind of a heel turn.
Yeah, but the original plan was to have like their whole arc take up an entire season, but then Cartoon Network was like, no, this is your last season. They were like, well, shit, we gotta like cram all this fucking story into one season. And then once they were like either done or almost done with that final season, Cartoon Network was like, just kidding, here's one more season. They were like, well, fuck you. Fine, we'll make it like a fucking short series where it takes place in the future. Fuck you.
I think the movie is pretty good. Anyway, but like
animation. I have one more animation I want to talk about that
Okay.
got me through a really hard time.
Really quick, Team Miraculous, go ahead and post your story in the chat, and we'll go ahead and read that. Well, whatever the worst movie nonsense is, just go ahead and just don't waste your time just posting. I want to get this off my chest. Just get it off your chest. Put it in there.
Just say shit.
You
just put it in there. We'll read it. We'll read it at some point.
Hey, get back here. There was a ladybug on my wall. It almost flew into my mouth last night, and I'm like, "You get back here so I can show everybody your."
Anyway, the last animation that really got me through hard times was Batman Spider-Man.
Oh,
yes!
Sweet
Oh
little
my god!
wholesome show.
I love Batman Spider-Man.
I should probably play later.
Kind of
Alligator.
fucked up. What?
I should probably play later Alligator, the game they animated. Small Butera.
Oh yeah, Small Butera. See, like,
I haven't heard of that.
Batman Spider-Man is like completely homemade by Alex and Lindsay Smellbutera and released on Mondo Media. And like, holy shit, is it a hidden gem of the internet? It's
Oh yeah,
so
absolutely.
the entire thing just starts out. Anyway. Yeah. Batman. Spider-Man.
Batman.
I'm just going to post a link to the first episode. The animation will look like garbage at first, right?
Yeah,
But
it
the
actually gets
entire
better
bit
over the season.
I'm trying to get to that. Point is, the animation is secretly really fluid and nice, and by the last several episodes, that will become ridiculously obvious.
Yeah, legit.
It's like the animation was like the whole bit is like the art style is like garbage, but it's like you keep watching and you realize, wow, the way these characters move is actually fucking beautiful.
Yeah, legit. I'm
literally watching the first episode right now, and the animation itself is already like just fluidly weird. It's also really jank too. Like the anatomy's jank, the lip sync's jank, everything's jank. But like the motion itself is lovely. And it only gets better with every goddamn episode. There's a definite stylistic difference. There's a definite stylistic difference between the first episodes and the most recent ones. And because the style like develops as the series goes on, but the whole thing starts in as like the coloring doesn't feel the coloring doesn't stay in the lines. Everything's kind of wiggly woggly. Whereas in the last few episodes, you sort of notice that sort of thing, but it's like really limited. Long story short, you just see the amount of passion that started getting added to these things. There's a deleted version of their Christmas episode that's the writers thought was complete garbage, but at the same time, it's kind of a marvel at just how completely fucking bizarre this show was willing to get.
Mm-hmm.
Like, did you ever see the deleted Christmas episode?
I have not seen the deleted one. I saw the one they posted.
Yeah.
I never saw the deleted one.
Okay, yeah,
the one they posted is a lot better, I will say. But it's also just a marvel of, like, they like, had a lot of content ready before they deleted that one. It's all in storyboards, but it's also completely voice acted.
I gotta say, miraculous, yeah. When I checked IMDb, that Meet the Feebles movie looks pretty fucking twisted.
What the fuck is Meet the Feebles?
Well, you know the Happy Time Murders? Now imagine that done in the 1980s instead.
Huh.
I have no idea what the fuck you guys are talking about, but I'm gonna stay out of it.
Yeah. Basically a bunch of puppet characters involved in an R-rated flick. Though it doesn't look like Meet the Feebles is a comedy.
Oh! Well, that's fun.
I mean, it could have been a comedy. I didn't check the genres on IMDb. I just kind of looked at the synopsis. It looks like somebody's trash, alright.
Alright, I'm being asked to go to another chat room in like a separate area, so I might come back sometime tonight, but I also might not, so I'm gonna bid y'all good night now.
Okay.
Sounds
If
good.
it's alright with y'all.
Good night.
Alright.
Later, Lemon.
I'll see y'all around.
Bye
Bye-bye.
bye.
He's gone. Let's talk about him.
I hate you so much. I hate it when you do that because it's so good and it's so scary how good it is.
All right. Sorry, squad. I gotta do it. I gotta do it. Anyway, so.
Bruh.
What?
The animation that influenced me as a child, as
I
a
was
youngling.
gonna ask you to talk about that.
Yes. The animation that influenced me as a youngling was definitely anime. I used to get up at 4 a.m. to watch Inuyasha on Adult Swim. That show definitely influenced my art because I remember giving a lot of my characters like kimonos as a child.
Mm-hmm.
Like fucking white ass characters in kimonos, which was fine.
I don't see too many problems with that.
Yeah, but yeah.
That's not the worst.
I just find
crime
that
anyone can
funny.
commit.
So yeah, so if you look like I in recent years I've been leaning more towards like trying to lean more towards like Western type drawings, but you can still see the anime influence in my art.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, legit. But ooh, hold on.
Yes.
I want you to give me a break, computer. Come on. But I want you to show the good people. Where the fuck is it?
Okay, this is a movie I've seen in theaters, so I want to read this real quick from Squad again. Squad, you're really just the king of this stream right now. I will say that I didn't truly appreciate the art of animation for a while, but then I rewatched Tarzan as a teenager, and I realized just how immersive it felt. That I find really awesome, because kind of the stereotype is that teenagers grow out of Disney movies. It's like, man, that stuff's for kids, but you're a real trooper, and I admire that. I admire that. I mean, I was a mama's boy as a teenager. Mom was like, to me at one point was like, most teenagers are embarrassed to be seen with their mothers. And I just go up and hug her. It's just like, well, not me.
That's cute.
And I think I was like 14 at the time or something like that. So yeah, I'm a very wholesome boy. Woo!
Show the good people this picture I did.
Oh yeah. I think I will do just that. Give me a second. Boom. And then pop that up on the screen. Ba-dow! Shapow!
Yeah, but you can definitely see some of the like anime influence in there.
Oh yeah.
But I am seriously like trying to like get more into like this like partial lined style because I think it just looks nice. And I'm also very self-conscious about my line work, so making the line work very minimal it's been working out for me.
Hey, Autistic Writer has a good question there.
What?
Why isn't this an artsy fartsy?
It was. I put it in there when
It was probably
when
just,
I first made it.
Yeah, it's probably just way up at the top.
It's of Batra's
way
character.
at the top.
Yeah. That's Batra's character.
D&D character?
No, I don't think she's a D&D character.
Now, she looks very cute nonetheless.
Yes.
Team Miraculous brings up Pinocchio 3000. I think I watched a trailer for that. Or I watched some C-list YouTube reviewer review it or something like that.
Comic.
But, yeah, that's
zoom in on the
silly.
edges of the artwork.
Okay. Wanna get a load of that texture. Yeah. Is that what we want?
It's textured.
The texture.
It's textured. I love the textured effect.
Stop staring at me with them big old eyes. Right. Nevertheless.
I like the textured effect. I think it gives it like more life.
Oh yeah, no,
I'm
definitely.
so glad I fucking discovered the chalk pastel on my art program. It changed me. It changed me as a person.
Pen Zero Part-Time Hero, the animated show that I don't know how long it lasted, but I don't think it lasted very long. It was a Disney XD show, and it kind of had a textured lines and textured colors as well.
Love the textured lines. Oh my gosh! But fucking oh shoot!
I think the animation was handled by Mercury Filmworks, who everybody knows for doing the first season of Wander Over Yonder.
Monkey Kid also has the textured lines.
They do textured lines?
Yeah, Monkey Kid does textured lines.
Wow. Okay. Because their lines look pretty damn smooth from the stuff I've seen.
Nah, it's textured. Like in certain scenes when they're like up close to the camera, you can see it. You can see that it's textured.
Mercury Filmworks also did the animation for Hilda. Yeah, Hilda also had some textured lines as well.
Oh yeah.
Did Centaur
Yeah.
World do any textured lines? I know the animation in the Centaur World bit of it was Mercury Filmworks as well.
Hold on. I'm pretty sure it was. Pretty sure it was textured, but I'm going to look it up.
Yeah, they're a Canadian animation studio. Yes, they also did the Tangled series. Basically, you could kind of see Wander Over Yonder's decline when they outsourced the animation to a cheaper studio for the second season, and then, canned the show. You can kind of see that decline there. But then they still keep Mercury Filmworks on for as expensive as it probably is for shows like Jake and the Neverland Pirates and the new Mickey Mouse. It's like they keep them on for stuff that they're really confident in, or at least they see getting good ratings, I guess. Because they're still doing those Mickey Mouse shorts. They're doing them as specials now, like the wonderful winter, spring, and summers of Mickey Mouse. We're probably gonna expect to see the wonderful autumn of Mickey Mouse sometime soon, I imagine.
Yeah.
Oh yes, they do the animation for the Ghost of Molly McGee. I hope they do not get replaced in season 2, because I hope Disney has confidence in the Ghost of Molly McGee. And the animation, Mercury Filmworks just has this bounce in life to their animation. And one of the reasons that their animation is so expensive is that instead of relying on pre-made puppets, they utilize pre-made puppets, but will largely redraw things all of the time, like constantly. Like, that's one of the things that gives their animation so much life. They use puppets, they use puppetry, but they also redraw a lot of shit. It's the kind of the same shit because I was aping the Wander Over Yonder style that I did in Brony Monsters Big Balancing and Birthday Bash Baloo's Anniversary, which I still think is a highlight of animation on my channel, which in some ways, maybe I don't necessarily want to say that, present company withstanding, but like, otherwise, I do want to get some new animation out there. Actually, no, the highlight of animation on my channel is SpongeBob and Patrick doing the Goofy Goober song, which is not actually on my channel. It's either privated or unlisted, but you can see that bit in the SpongeBob Rehydrated, which I will not link in the description because everybody can go find that. Everybody and their grandmothers probably watched the SpongeBob movie Rehydrated by now.
I haven't.
Well, you should. It's fun.
It's on Newgrounds, right?
It's on YouTube, and it's still on YouTube. They managed to get it back.
Seriously, I thought YouTube canned it.
No, they got it back.
Awesome.
I imagine everyone on Twitter making a big stink of it made Paramount realize, oh, this is looking bad on our part. And considering that they also listened to fans on the Sonic the Hedgehog thing, it's like,
Oh yeah, I think there was a time where Paramount didn't listen to fans.
Okay, here's something really
but
funny.
But then they learned their lesson and was like, you know what? Maybe we should start listening
Here's
to fans.
something really funny. The reason the Sonic... Okay, somebody did this in a Twitter thread, so I'm going off of memory here. And this is kind of animation related, but does anybody here know of the live-action film Monster Trucks?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, so here's the story as it kind of sort of went in the Twitter thread. Basically... Paramount did test screenings for a movie called Monster Trucks, and they made and it's basically monsters inside of trucks. Tentacle monsters controlling a truck. That's the bit.
Okay.
But in test screenings, kids were screaming and crying because the monster was terrifying. So Paramount spent months retooling the design of the monster to make it more friendly. So if you want to search monster trucks, you can probably find a lot of the images and stuff related to it. And how adorable that the monster did look in the final, like, trailer cut, because I have seen the trailer for it. The monster looks downright adorable. So it's like, when the Twitter thread said the monster used to look horrifying, I'm like, wait, what? And so this is part of the reason why Paramount listened to fan backlash to the Sonic the Hedgehog design when they said it was off-putting and ugly, because Paramount has been in this exact situation before.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Oh my gosh, some weird recess in my fucking brain is telling me I've seen this before, but I don't know.
Monster trucks? You've probably at least seen a
I'm looking at like the fucking promotional art and the fucking monster, and I'm just like,
you know,
have I seen this?
If you're like me, you've probably at least seen the trailer in front of another movie around the same time.
Maybe, but
like I don't know, was the Lorax around the same time? Because I remember seeing the Lorax in theaters. And it could have been around the same... No, maybe it was around the time of Horton Hears a Who, because I also saw that in theaters. But I don't know. If somebody could pinpoint a date for me, because I think... Or Romeo and Juliet. Why did my aunt's friends take us to see terrible animated movies? I mean, I actually like Horton Hears a Who, but it's not very popular.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the animation in it is far and away better than, like, other stuff. 2016. Okay, so then I would have seen the trailer during...
Wait. Is there multiple monster trucks or just the one?
I think it was the one? Again, I only saw the trailer, so I think it was just the one truck. You know,
there's an image of, like, multiple monsters just, like, huddled together.
Okay. Well, maybe it was the one monster who was in the truck, but he was trying to get home, but then, I don't know. I only saw the trailer, okay? And it was a long time ago. Okay, yes, I did hear about the FNAF movie working well. I love the fact that they've got Jim Henson's Creature House working on these animatronics. That is going to be so cool. And of course, I watched Blumhouse's movie Freaky, which was a horror parody of Freaky Friday. That was both funny as hell and suspenseful, so I do look forward to the FNAF movie, like, even more so now, because, like, okay, they got Jim Henson working on this, and I liked another Blumhouse movie, so it's like, you know what? I'm on board with this.
Well, they're actually getting good people to make the movie. That's
yeah, I think Jason Blum does seem to be a quality kind of guy. You know, I definitely think, because, like, Freaky was a pretty quality script. Honestly, I loved it, beginning to end, and it was very smart. Very, very intelligently written and very comedic, and the kills were both hilarious and horrifying. Like, it's just great.
What's it called? Freaky?
Freaky, yes.
Freaky.
Yes. A teenage girl swaps brains with a serial killer. So, yeah, it's...
Oh! I know what that is.
Now you know it. It was advertised all over YouTube around the time it was coming out, and I was like, Dad, you gotta find this movie. We gotta watch this movie. And it was like, okay. And then we watched it, and it's like, this is great. This is hilarious. This is delightful.
God, Vince Vaughn is in it. Dude, I haven't seen Vince Vaughn in years.
I don't know if I've seen him in anything. I think I only remember him from Nostalgia Critic videos. Reminds me of how Mark Ruffalo took the role of the Hulk so his daughters could see him play a superhero, but they freaked out when they saw him transform on screen. Right? It's like, Dad, what did they do to you? They didn't do anything to me. That's just a computer image. That would be funny. I am not looking forward to any of the live-action shit that Disney is putting out. Not Pinocchio, not Lilo and Stitch, not Little Mermaid. Actually, I take it back. If they are actually making Ariel Black in the live-action Little Mermaid, that will at least get me on board to watching it once. Because The Jungle Book was an okay adaptation. Honestly, it's like, I think they hybridized, like, stuff from the book with the original Disney movie because they kept the songs to a certain point. So, honestly, I think it was fine. The choice to have them sing it all was confusing because it wasn't a musical like the original was, but yeah, whatever. And I mean, like,
I'm sorry. I'm looking at the meme chat right now, and it's just full of long Furbies.
oh Lord, we're just the Furbies on parade tonight. The Furbies on a raid tonight.
I fucking love long Furbies. Like, there was a time where I was like, no long Furbies, and now I'm just like, you know what? Long Furbies.
Oh my gosh, Team Miraculous literally said her favorite movies of the live action ones are literally my least favorite that I've seen. I'm sorry, Miraculous. I don't want to intentionally oppose your taste. I just hate these things. I'm sorry. I don't like the Miraculous TV show. I don't like Beauty and the Beast, and I really don't like Maleficent on principle. She didn't even get to turn into the dragon. If she was the hero, I don't care. Like, she didn't get to turn into the dragon. Fucking that was the worst thing in the movie for me. Like, after the fact, don't ultimately hate everything about it. I do hate that they softened her on principle. She doesn't summon the powers of hell. She doesn't turn into a dragon herself. That's the crime. That's the biggest crime. Because, like, come on. If you're gonna, because even if it's like Maleficent is an unreliable narrator, she should at least have herself be the badass turning into a dragon. Come on. If you're gonna lie about yourself, make it look impressive. You know?
It's a tiny baby with a tiny ass dog. Oh my god, that's so cute. And I'm starting my period in 2 days.
Slap my hat off.
So this is like a really bad time to be showing me babies.
I'm sorry, I honestly forgot. Like, my brain blanked on everything you just said, sorry.
I said, there's a gif of a tiny baby with a tiny ass puppy in memes right now. And like, I'm starting my period in 2 days, so this is a really bad time to be showing me images of babies right now.
Because you don't want to be thinking about them, or?
Because my body's gonna be screaming for a child in a couple days. Just like, how fucking dare you not be pregnant? I'm going to expel all of the fluids out. And also punish you for it.
This animation stream brought to you by Tampon. This is hashtag not sponsored. Oh no. Oh, Bella, you too. What a quinky.
And the funniest thing is we start our periods around 10 to 12 years old. So our bodies are screaming at us from that early an age, and it's just like, I'm not ready for a child at 10, buddy.
One would think that would be very inappropriate that your body is telling you that sort of thing, but I hear it's less painful when it starts out. I could be wrong on that.
It's less painful when it starts out, but as the years roll on, oh my god.
I mean, yeah. I can only imagine how that feels, because I don't have a uterus.
It's like somebody stabbing you in the gut over and over again.
And I stabbed him 37 times in the gut. Carl, that kills people.
And sometimes it'll just be sitting there. It'll just be like chill for a few hours, and you'll just be like, all right, I guess it's done, like, stabbing me, and you're just like sitting there doing your own thing, and then suddenly, stab!
Ooh, I want to change
right in the gut.
I want to change the topic of discussion because I had some friends who showed me some internet videos, like back when animators animated things, and they were probably on Newgrounds, but I don't know who made them. But here's the question now: is have any of you grown up with online animations? Actually, I do know one that I'm familiar with, and it's the online Looney Tunes flash animations they used to do.
I grew up on Ego Raptor.
Ooh.
I watched so many of his animations all the time. So imagine my surprise when he when he came out and said, I'm starting a fucking gaming channel called Game Grumps. By the way, my name is Aaron Hansen. I'm just like, what the fuck? You have a name?
Why don't you take a seat? I'm Aaron Hansen. Okay, now Happy Tree Friends is fucking iconic.
I never liked Happy Tree Friends.
I mean, I don't blame you. I think the first time I saw it was like, what the fuck are these guys doing?
I know where they're going at, and I appreciate like, you know, the fucking passion behind it and shit, but like, for me personally, no, I don't like it.
I think there are better ways of using violence in animation. That is probably not one of them for me personally either.
Yeah, and it's like very formulaic. Like the fucking, like once you see one episode, you've seen them all, you know.
Oh, well, good, because I have only seen one episode. Now I don't have to watch anymore.
Yeah, it's pretty formulaic. Like you're just sitting there, and you're just like, okay. Just like after the first episode, you're like, what? And then like the next episode, you're like, oh, okay, yeah, no, I was expecting that at this exact beat. So it's like very formulaic, and it got like really old over time.
You know, I think it is still on the YouTube channel. Controversial figure in animation, Hot Diggity Demon, is well, that's a can of worms. But if you want to check out one of his more tame things, I'd recommend Fazbear and Friends was his FNAF animation. Really fun. Little adult humor, but nothing too bad. Nothing too bad. The kids enjoy it with the kids. Demon? What?
Oh yeah, I remember watching a little bit of his animations as a kid.
I did watch Pony.mov at one point, or at least someone else reacting to it, so I could watch it through a filter. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I honestly, and I'm a guy who actually does like Smile HD, so to say that was a bit much for me is like, well, there you go, shows where my tastes lie.
Yeah, I do remember watching those animations when I was younger. And then like I discovered that he has like a whole like I think either like a show that's still on his channel but separate, or like a separate channel.
No,
like a separate channel entirely where he like discusses cartoons and animation and shit.
Well, as someone who has haunted that show, like not long ago, yeah, the show veered, and it because the show literally follows its name, Brain Dump. It is no longer just the cartoon analytics. It is literally the ideas for whatever random ass shit that comes out of his head. And usually it's revolved around him and his roommate, what the fuck is the ghost's name?
I don't remember. It's been a while since I've seen it.
Fucking Goofball, the goofy cartoon ghosts. Yeah, and so yeah, it's about him and his roommate. His roommates, Goofball, the goofy cartoon ghost, and Burnbot, his TV, which is now sentient.
Oh yeah.
And one of his things is like there was an arc where Burnbot left because he kind of insulted her, and then when she came back, he literally made like an apology video, and it's funny and also kind of legit because some of the stuff he says in it are legit like apologies for things that he has done as a little bit of a controversial figure. So it's both funny and topical of when it came out, of course. All said and done, yeah, Brain Dump is on his main channel. It's pretty much the only thing on his channel now. Like, he doesn't do any like other cartoons. He did do a Cuphead parody when that game was popular, but I think that's the last parody he's done. He's just doing Brain Dump now.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know. I remember.
Now that takes me back. You know the Laser Collection, Z?
No.
Okay. But yeah, no. The Laser Collection. Now that's a collection of animations. But you had something on your mind. Would you iterate?
I don't know. I was just like thinking about a joke he made in like one of his Brain Dump episodes. like joking about how much of a loser he is when he's talking to girls.
Mhm.
And I think he made a joke about like he was like in like a comic book store,
Yeah.
just like looking at comic books, and then a chick with blue hair came in, and he was like, her hair is so blue. Like her hair is so blue. I wonder if her pubes are blue. He's just sitting there staring at her like a creep.
That's pretty consistent with the character he portrays in the cartoon.
Yeah.
Even Goofball calls him out for it regularly. His nickname for him, he never really calls him by name. He usually just calls him Creep. Yeah, no. Yeah, no, the laser collection is interesting, and the arc of Dr. Octagonopus, like, remember when silly comedy videos would eventually gain arcs, you know? Remember when silly shenanigans led themselves to becoming in-depth storylines, and that was just a thing, and
that happened with Batman Spider-Man, actually.
And people accepted it. It's just like, okay, this is what we're doing now. It's like, nobody questioned it.
All right.
Because it's like, well, I mean, it's not that far off from the shenanigans we were doing before.
Yeah.
Like, what was it? Like, Batman got kidnapped and then the fake Batman was in his place?
No.
Or was it a fake Spider-Man?
No, I don't remember that happening.
Yeah, he was in the other world with his girlfriend's father.
No, they went to the other world to like find a cure for Pumpkin.
Pumpkin. No P. No second P.
No, no P. No
it's
second
just,
P. It's
just
just Pumpkin.
Pumpkin. Yeah, it's very hard to say.
Yeah.
I mean, we're bouncing around from internet animation.
Because Pumpkin was rotted because he's a pumpkin.
Oh no.
A screaming pumpkin with a face.
I think we moved from laser collection to Batman Spider-Man. Quite a leap, I must say, because they're on opposite sides.
But I'm sorry, I could talk about
weird.
Batman Spider-Man all fucking day because I fucking love it.
Oh man. Yeah, but a lot of animators really came out of the whole Newgrounds sphere. And like people made their own websites like homestarrunner.com. I mean, the only the only fucking I literally just said it. The only Homestar thing I watched well after the fact, when it was on YouTube even, was Trogdor!
Yeah.
And I very unfortunately have a lot of things to thank the Nostalgia Critic for introducing me to. It's like, man, why do I gotta say it's like, oh, how do you know Trogdor? Oh, because it was referenced in a Nostalgia Critic episode. It's like, I don't want to say, it's like, oh, why did you watch Lois and Clark, The New Adventures of Superman? Because, son of a bitch, Lily Orchard recommended it. It's like, damn it, why are good things recommended to me by reprehensible people? I hate this.
I don't know.
I hate this life.
It's okay. Everything is okay. Ooh.
Yeah.
I kind of want to just talk about Batman Spider-Man now because that shit is amazing. You got me on the topic and now my brain can't leave it.
Don't cry, comic. Oh, I'm not gonna cry. I'm just gonna get mad, so I'm just not gonna talk about her at all. I don't want to engage that conversation. Unless somebody asks, I'm not gonna engage the conversation.
You're good.
And who am I gonna be with my pitiful 1,300 subscribers on YouTube gonna fall under her radar anytime soon, so yeah. Stir up shit.
You know how funny it would be if, like, she fucking found this stream randomly and then started, like, bitching at you for saying barely anything about her?
I mean, what would she have to bitch about? All I literally said was...
I don't know, but she will find them.
All I said was she introduced me to Lois and Clark, The New Adventures of Superman, that's a positive thing, and I don't like her. Non-specific. It's like, there's a lot of people who don't like her. She can get over that.
How dare you not like me?
It's like, she has people giving her money for some fuck-off reason. But again, okay, one of the things, though, I will comment on because I find this funny. It's like, I say my pitiful 1.3 thousand subscribers, but at the same time, she keeps her subscriber numbers and her patron numbers hidden. So that shows the confidence that she has in public image, which is zero. Because if you honestly didn't, because if you
Lily got mad at you once.
What? Oh Lord. Oh, okay, now I'm gonna have a personal vendetta.
You have even less followers than fucking Comic has.
Well, if Lily Orchard wants to throw down. No, not for real. But like, come on. I mean, yeah, anyway. I mean, are they even her fans at that point? It's like, I don't even think she fell off. I think she was always like this. She just kept it hidden very well at the start.
Mm-hmm.
Like, her opinions are never changing. She is a very stubborn person.
Absolutely.
I said I wasn't going to talk about her, and never talking about her. Let's get back to the topic at hand. How has animation impacted your life? We haven't heard anything from Bella, Autistic Writer, Fizzy, or Scribe at all on this topic. Yes, Hamster and Gretel is going to premiere tomorrow night on Disney+. So, yeah.
I thought that project was abandoned.
No, it didn't get abandoned. It's had advertisements for it for the past 2 months or so.
Well, I haven't seen any of them.
Are you on Twitter?
I am. I'm just not. I just don't go there often.
Well, there you go. And then again, I always follow the animation topic on Twitter, so that's probably how it comes
I don't follow the animation topic. I don't follow any topics.
Oh, the premieres on YouTube? Oh, that's cool. Okay. So I guess everybody can go watch the first episode now. You know, they did that with Milo Murphy's Law, too. They released the first episode for free on, I remember iTunes had it for free, and I think I still have that on my iTunes. But I think they released it on YouTube for free, like, before or after that at some point, but, like, I don't know. Anyway. This is what I do. I talk a lot, and then I never actually work on the art that's in front of me. I like it, but apparently a lot of others found it underwhelming. Well, I find it underwhelming just from the advertisements alone, so I'm probably going to be on board with some of those people. And I think part of that is because Dan is old and tired and having a hard time coming up with new material. And I don't know, it's like... And the funny thing is, though, Dan is really actually doing some good comedic shit on Twitter and TikTok. Like, his shorts on YouTube, Twitter, and TikTok are really fucking funny. And I think part of it is because you gotta tell your joke and get out, you know? And I think when you do that, it's like you end up exercising a certain amount of creativity that you don't exercise when you have a whole 11 or 22 minutes to work with. Because, like, when you have all that time, it's like, shit, how do I fill up all this time, you know? It's like, and I don't know, it's like, you can reference the fact that you are self-referential to a point, but actually, no. You can reference the fact that you are what you are, like either a cartoon or a TV show, but you can't reference yourself referencing yourself unless you're telling really solid jokes. Like, the Lego Batman movie had this one bit about, like, Joker, like, listing off a bunch of villains, and the airplane pilot he's next to is like, you made half of those up, didn't you? It's like, nope, they're all real, probably worth a Google. And it's like, and he says that because he knows for a fact that he's doing reference humor correctly. It's like Phil Lord and Chris Miller, like, are the guys who are behind producing a lot of these Lego movies. And they know that what you need to do when you're doing shit like this is get the references correct, right? And to tie this back into other animation, this is what I feel about the Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers movie didn't do right. Some of its references are just blatantly false. Like, they're not bootleg movies, they're mockbusters. Though Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers never had that many episodes, that's not a real episode. They never said that in that episode. It's like, it's all these things that come up. It's like, when you do a reference, you really want to understand what you're referencing and do it tongue-in-cheek by doing a non-brand name specific version, by just, doing like, oh, here's our version of it that is lovingly spoofing that. Or you get the reference right, You just don't make it the fuck up. And I think that's the things that the Lego movie and the Lego Batman movie do really well. They do reference humor correctly. And one of the most esoteric references between both of those movies is how Green Lantern's movie sucked, so Superman doesn't want to be friends with Green Lantern because he's annoying and clingy.
Yeah, that was funny.
It's like, it's one of those things you'd only really get
the Lego
if you
Batman
knew.
movie.
The Lego Batman
really
movie is really solid, is on an emotional level too. Like, again, these movies are so comedic that the emotion is just so surprising, but it's also so good. And the Lego movie too, the second part hits really fucking hard. Especially if you have siblings, it's like you'll really feel that dynamic. It's just, it's so fucking heartbreaking.
Mm-hmm. God, it's so good.
But yeah, no. And even the Lego Ninjago movie, for someone who actually binged a lot of the actual Ninjago show, the Lego Ninjago movie is nothing like Ninjago the show. But it does get most of its references correct, as far as I can tell. And, like, as far as I can remember. I'd have to go back and watch the Lego Ninjago movie. But otherwise, it's just blatantly funny. It takes the fact that Zane is a robot and, pushes it to the nth degree. And it's like, that's not a problem. That's just, running with the joke, and it's an accurate reference. He is a robot. And they did that in the show. In some of the first episodes, Zane acted more robotic. He was weird. He was always a little weird, So it's like, yeah, it's not inaccurate to make him being a robot and being kind of weird about it,
Yeah.
It's like, so yeah, no, it's perfectly fine. And of course, I just can't get that chant out of my head. L-L-O-Y-D, his dad is bad and so is he. Boo Lloyd. Boo Lloyd. It's just... Anyway. Are you and Z done with your stories? Guys, you could just type your stories in the chat and we'll read them. Yeah, Hamster and Gretel. Ollie McGee finale is on YouTube and a couple of episodes of Phineas and Ferb. No, okay, no, that's a lie, Autistic Writer. A couple of episodes are not of Phineas and Ferb are not on YouTube. All of the first season of Phineas and Ferb is on YouTube. The entire first season.
Like free?
For free.
For free?
On the Disney XD YouTube channel. Go look for it. The entire first season of Phineas and Ferb on YouTube for free. Disney XD YouTube channel. So is the Amphibia finale. I think it's a part of a cross-promotional thing. It's like, hey, we want to encourage you to watch the rest of our series, so let's give you some of it for free. We'll give you a little taste. We'll give you a little smidgen, and then you gotta come and pay for the rest. Because they're a corp. There's a corporation behind it all.
Yeah.
But still, it's really cool. You can watch the first season, one of the best seasons of Phineas and Ferb, especially animation-wise. Season 2 is pretty good as far as comedy goes, and season 3 is all right.
I wanted to bring up one more thing.
Yes, okay. Again, post your stories in the chat and we'll come back to them.
I super fucking loved Teen Titans as a child.
I think I watched the first episode of that some time ago, and it's good.
Dude. No. Dude, you need to watch the entire series.
I mean, yeah, I'm aware of that.
There are some pretty dang heavy emotional beats.
Oh, yeah, no, I've seen it on Twitter, and I'm like, damn, that's why people love this show. It's like, the first episode's good. Like, it's good starting things out, but it's like, it wasn't enough to hook me yet, and I was like, I'll get back to it later. There's plenty of shows where it's like, I won't get back to this later, like, Hey Arnold, it's like, okay, this is obviously going to be a show that people will resonate with who grew up with it. It's not quite my speed, but I can definitely see why people got into it, because these characters are very charming and very funny, so, yeah.
There's also a lot of emotional beats in Hey Arnold.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. Like Helga on the Couch is an episode that got brought. Again, why do I keep referencing people I don't like anymore? I don't follow them anymore. Because of Mr. Enter, I heard about all the good stuff of Hey Arnold and shit. So it's like, again, why do I keep listening to these people? I don't know what I'm doing with my life.
You're fine. Yeah, but
unlike
funny thing.
I want to say
funny thing.
I want to say this. Unlike
Okay.
Nostalgia Critic, I could probably go back to a Mr. Enter video and probably still laugh if I found the right one, and it would probably be the episode where he reviewed Totally Spies. Anyway.
Yeah.
You were saying something?
But I was gonna say like it's very funny that that Lemon mentioned like cartoons influencing like sexuality and shit, because I remember thinking back on like my obsession with Raven from Teen Titans, and I was just like,
everyone want the goth girlfriend.
I don't want the goth girlfriend. I was like, and I was thinking back, I was like, huh.
That character was in
Was I
every
obsessed with her
cartoon.
'cause I wanted
it was
to beat
Raven
her?
in Teen Titans. It was Sam in fucking Danny Phantom. I'm sure there are other goth girlfriends in early 2000s cartoons. Come on, like everybody, name your favorite goth girlfriend from early 2000s cartoons, because they're all over the place. I know they exist. They got to be moody or wear black or both. You know, just like any one of them. Oh,
Yeah, I was thinking
actually,
back
I
on
remember
that,
one.
and
I remember
was
one.
just like, and I was just like, did I like her because I wanted to be her? Because I liked her character? Or because I wanted to date her?
I mean, it could always be both.
Always be both.
That being said, I just remembered one. Ingrid from fucking Ingrid from Thorn and Scooby Doo. Would that be the What's New Scooby Doo or the?
What's this Scooby Doo? Coming
Yes,
after
Fillmore.
you.
Ingrid from
Gonna
Fillmore. Yes.
I think that was What's New Scooby Doo. Thorn.
Thorn and. What's New
She was
Scooby-Doo.
like one of the. She was like a rock star vampire, right?
Oh, Witch's Ghost. Oh, one of the movies.
Okay.
Yes. There was a band in that movie, wasn't there? Like the band.
Yeah. She was like a rock star
The band?
vampire.
Yeah, the band had a name, and they've actually stuck with the Scooby-Doo canon since. Fucking, they were even in the most famous or infamous, depending on who you are, Mystery Incorporated. What's the fuck is the name of the group? It was the fucking hell.
Hex Girls.
Hex Girls. Thank you, writer. She go from Kim Possible. Yes. Everyone's
another character I was obsessed with as a child.
Everyone's crush / bisexual awakening, depending on who you are.
Yes, everyone. Oh my god.
But yeah, okay. So Scribe Wizard says, my story starts with American Tail. It was my first animated movie. There's other animated movie I grew up with that I plan on finding for movie night. Ooh, nice.
Ooh.
Yeah, and American Tail's a good one. And I can't get that song out of my head. Never say never, whatever you do. Anyway,
God.
actually, I think
oh my
that
god, oh my god.
Squad also says,
Fucking-
I actually think that there are more people to blame than Nostalgia Critic for what went down there. I still watch his videos on occasion. I don't watch Mr. Enter anymore. I mean, you're not wrong, and I'm not gonna harp on you for watching Nostalgia Critic because, I mean, if his jokes land, and it's not like all of his jokes are bad.
No,
It's just I find some of them I find some of them predictable. It's like he made a joke in his Frozen video, which I yeah, like, anyway, I watched that, and it's like he made a joke about, it was like a background character in Frozen. It's like, wow, I'm so glad Miguel from Coco got a sex change. It's like predictable. He's like, that's his first joke. That's his first go-to joke whenever he sees a character that looks slightly familiar, but it's like, that doesn't look like that face should be there. You know, it's like, yeah, come on, dude. Anyway,
Yeah.
but no.
Yeah,
I don't blame
so
you.
pissed off.
It can be funny.
I got so pissed off when I saw his
Ooh, okay, the
when I
commercial
saw
specials
his,
are actually
Pink Floyd
legitimately
Raw video, because if anybody knows me, they know that I am absolutely like a fucking rock freak, and like I fucking I wasn't like I was familiar with Pink Floyd at the time of the video. I hadn't listened to a lot of his songs yet because I don't know why his songs fucking slap. But like
Most rock groups can attest to that. Their songs slap.
yeah. But like I saw his video and I was like, there's no way. I was like, there's no way it's that fucking pretentious. And so I saw somebody's video about it, talking about how wrong he was about his interpretation.
I think I watched the same video.
No. Listen. I saw somebody's video talking about how wrong he was of his interpretation of the movie, because the lead singer, I keep forgetting, Roger Waters, Robert something Waters. But the lead singer came out like in a few interviews. Roger Waters, yes, thank you, writer. But Roger Waters came out in like a few interviews saying things saying what the album actually means, and it was literally just a combination story of him and another one of his bandmates, just combination stories, and like their stories were like told through the character of Pink. That is literally what the movie is, but what Nostalgia Critic interpreted it as is just he looked at it like too metaphorically, I want to say. Like he looked into it and was like,
say that probably.
It was like, oh my god, he's comparing school to World War II. When no, that is not what fucking Roger did.
Alternatively, maybe he's using school to refer to school. What a novel concept.
He was just telling it's non-linear storytelling that like fucking Nostalgia Critic doesn't understand non-linear storytelling.
Don't let this guy watch Memento or Inception. You'll probably do a bad take on both of those.
He looked at, and oh my god, actually, I watched the movie after, like I was talking to my dad about it. My dad, biggest fan of fucking Pink Floyd's The Wall, like the movie and the album, fucking loves both of them to goddamn death. And when I told him about Nostalgia Critic's review, he got so pissed. He got so fucking pissed. He was like, we are buying the movie right now and we are watching it. And then we did.
But to end the topic on Nostalgia Critic, I want to read this one more thing from Squad All the Thistle.
Okay.
Only occasionally, I mainly go back and watch his commercial specials. I acknowledge that not all the jokes hit. Funny thing is that the commercial specials actually kind of tie back to that thing I said about Dan Povenmire on short form media, on like online making jokes and comedy. It's short form. You gotta think of the joke, tell it, and get out. And I feel like I can go back, and I'm laughing at one right now where he did one on the Micro Machines guy. It's like you watch these commercials, and then suddenly everything else is just super slow. It's like, Micro Machines, it really works. Billy, it's mother, come to dinner. It's like, it's short form comedy. It works. So yeah, no, I could probably go back to those and laugh at those. Yeah, that'd probably be fun.
Yeah, those are funny.
Also, can we talk about Wonder Boner? No, we're done with that topic of discussion. We're going to talk about animation.
Yeah,
the cartoon movie of the BFG. Thank you for talking about that one.
I'm not done talking.
All right, one more.
like we went back and we saw the movie, and I don't think the World War II thing comes after Brick in the Wall Part 1 at all. I don't think.
I mean, you know better. You actually watched the movie.
Yeah, my theory is he just watched the music videos in the same order as they appear on the album. Because how they appear on the album is way different than from how they appear in the movie. And Hey You isn't even in the movie. It was cut.
Wait, did he comment on Hey You?
he didn't comment on Hey You, but he did make a joke about it, like the guy in the video was like fucking channel surfing through all the songs and stuff, and one of the songs he fucking like skipped past was Hey You. It's just like, Hey You wasn't even in the movie. It was on the album, yeah, and it's one of my favorites, but it wasn't in the movie. It had to be cut for time constraints. Constraints.
I kind of imagine that it shows that that Doug probably had more passions for the album and less so for the movie.
Mm-hmm. But the way they appear on the movie is it's so important, the way they appear on the movie, because like,
I mean, there's a reason they're in the movie at all.
And the scene, and like the fucking World War II scene, I don't even think comes after Brick in the Wall Part 1 at all. It probably does come after a Brick in the Wall Part 1, but like not until much later.
Okay,
I
so
think.
Actually, is there a way we can move this to an animated topic? Because we could similarly talk about the Yellow Submarine with the Beatles.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because
I actually freaking loved the Yellow Submarine
that
as
movie
a small
is
child.
a trip, and
It absolutely is a trip. I love it.
The animation is so fucking good, for one. Like, as someone
and at the end of the wall, there's an animated sequence, and that's a trip as well.
Yeah, designed by the same guy who did the character design on Disney's Hercules.
Haha.
Which,
That's a tidbit I didn't think I needed to know.
I
now I know it, and I'm glad I know it.
I watched a brief YouTube video that had some snippets from a documentary of his experience working with the Disney animators, and saying, like, they couldn't quite get it. And while they didn't, they did really interpret it really well, and I think a lot of that, again, has to do with genius Eric Goldberg, because Eric Goldberg influenced the artistic direction on Aladdin to use a Hirschfeldian influence. Hirschfeld being a caricature artist from the early days of, caricature art in, anything. And, like, using, big strokes and, like, simple lines to interpret things, and those lines always having a certain weight. The same style he also used more directly in the Rhapsody in Blue sequence in Fantasia 2000, if you want to know what it more actually resembles. But Aladdin, you can see that, especially on the genie, but you can see that line weight, and he pushed it even further with something like Disney's Hercules, because the style of Hirschfeld's line weight and Scarf's, like, concept art for the characters, which is amazing, by the way, like, you can definitely see, like, how, these can be married together so well, and Eric Goldberg was able to bring that proper influence to it to Disneyfy it, but also they kept it looking like the original concept art to some respect. Like, they definitely turned Hercules into a more traditional Disney hero look, but they still kept the face shape relatively the same. The shape of the forehead and the nose, like, they didn't, like, they still, because there's a Greek influence in it that Scarf put in. So yeah.
Yeah. And I was
We
gonna
were
say
talking about
the
Yellow
reason-
Submarine, right?
Yeah. And I was gonna say that, like, the reason why, like, I got so pissed after seeing his review of The Wall is because the aftermath, when people were telling him, you're wrong, like, this is incorrect.
Like,
He wasn't comparing World War II to school. Like, he was literally telling a story about how his dad fucking died in the war, and then his mom got overprotective of him because of it. That literally was that was the actual story beat, and his response was something along the lines of, "It's just my opinion, bro." It's just like,
no, it's literally an incorrect analysis of the art.
it's literally an incorrect analysis of the art.
Like, okay. There's artists who will leave things up to interpretation, which is sometimes lazy and sometimes ingenious. But then there are artists who have a deep meaning behind it, who have an interpretation that is correct. And when they have that, you kind of want to listen to the artist on that, because there could be a very specific importance to the reading of it, you know? Like,
yeah.
especially when it's the artist's own life, you might want to listen to their interpretations of their own life. Because who's going to know their own life better than them?
Yeah, and like, and like, I remember, God, I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh yeah, and his in total, like, and his interpretation of the song, like, Another Brick in the Wall Part 1, his entire interpretation of that song was completely wrong. He said, like I don't think he was paying attention to the lyrics at all, because of course, since YouTube is a little bitch about, you know, playing songs on, like, playing the entirety of songs online, of course he had to, like, do his own, like, interpretation of the lyrics. And, like, within the lyrics, he said, LOL, so school sucks, grow a pair of balls. And it's just like, that's not the lyrics. That's not what he's saying. He's saying, like, that entire song, that whole "we don't need no education" shit, that entire song is about him being bullied by his own teachers as a child. And you can tell from the lyrics alone, because the lyrics said something along the lines of they go home, get beaten by their wives, and then they come back and they take their anger on their children. On the children.
And that's some other blindness right there, is that he's interpreting it through his understanding of the school system and not the very entirely
And he was
British
homeschooled, by the way.
Who?
Nostalgia critic. He was homeschooled for, like, most of his life until, like, high school, I think.
So the poor schmuck don't know much about the American education system from
No. This was the British. That Roger Waters is actually British.
And again, I was already saying that basically is like he's interpreting things from the American school system, which he doesn't have much familiarity with, and is the blind spot that this is a very, very British guy. So.
Yeah, a British guy who is much older than Nostalgia Critic. I think he's in like his 50s. I think 50s or 60s. I don't know. And
let's see. Hang on. Back over here with Team Miraculous. I grew up watching the cartoon movie of the BFG, growing up as a kid when they made the live action for it.
Yeah, and like this dude is like just much older than him. So of course Roger Waters being British and being, you know, of course growing up during an entirely different era than the Nostalgia Critic. Like, he grew up Roger Waters grew up going to a private school during the I don't remember, going to a private school, I think in the 70s? I'm not sure. But, like, he grew up going to a private school, and in that private school, it was common practice for teachers to beat the children. With, like, a ruler.
Not fun. Not
fun!
Alright. I'm gonna need to put a content warning on this video now. Alright, anyway, to be honest, the first time I heard that song was when I saw No Dogs or Cats Earn in the Classroom in a compilation of misheard lyrics. Took me a while to find out what the actual lyrics were. Yeah. Also, that's some American cognitive bias that the American school system is the only one that matters because America's the only country that matters.
Yeah.
That
And
is some
Roger Waters' song was not
confirmation
LOL, so was LOL School Sucks. It was LOL, I got beaten by my teacher. And now I hate school because of it. It put another mental brick in the mental wall
bias.
that I am currently building.
All right, always comes back. He always comes back. All right. Is there any other animation stories we can bring up in any way?
Oh, yeah,
shape, or
yeah.
form? Yeah, exactly. Fizzy Bella, you guys are very quiet. It's like artistic writer and scribe and... Oh, this is some scribe said back here. Animation was a break from live action stuff. I think they're just as impacting as Oscar-nominated films. I mean, if not more so. Think of what you can do when you have perfect control over every single solitary thing. This is something that Hanna and Barbera said about Tom and Jerry, or at least...
I keep forgetting that Hanna-Barbera are like two different people.
Yeah, but like supposedly something they said, like they may never have said this, but this is something that has been said, is that that they had control over every single frame, not just every second, but every frame. And when you have that kind of control, you can put your real comedic punch into every single moment, every solitary millisecond. So definitely. Animation has ways of impacting people. Scribblecibble said this about Wander Over Yonder, that the animation team on season 1 knew the kind of zing that animation could bring to comedy, like specifically animation, and it's true. It is blatantly true, though. Nothing can ever beat the comedic brilliance that is Muppet yeeting, where you just take the puppet character, you just throw them, and they just go, ah! Muppet yeeting. I'm pretty sure you could probably...
You just take the whole puppet and you just toss it.
I think you can probably YouTube or Google search Muppet yeeting, and you'd probably get like a 5-minute compilation of like every time a Muppet gets thrown across the stage. Like there's no tomorrow. Fizzy says, I don't know, honestly. I remember when I was younger, I thought the idea of the process coming together to make something was neat. After a little while, I realized I do not have that stamina for it. Mad respect to the people who do. Fizzy, this is
why whenever I like do like a big passion project, I tend to get help from friends. I'm just like, hi, how you doing? Help.
So Fizzy, I'm actually curious because me growing up, I had this cognizance that the cartoon characters aren't real, and like Mickey Mouse and all those costumes at Disneyland aren't necessarily real. I had this cognizance like that it's obviously not real because it's a big suit with a non-moving face. Obviously, Santa Claus is real for the opposite reasons.
For the opposite.
Because his face...
magic.
Because his face moves and he has a real beard. Anyway, but like, but I never knew of the process of animation. I knew it wasn't real because it didn't look real, but I did not know of the process. How did you come to know the process? Up until I was 10, my dumbass thought animation was filming that people would use effects on it to make it look unrealistic. Oh my gosh. Okay. That's that's cool. The Roger Rabbit effect.
Rotoscoping does something like that, except they draw over the actual people.
I mean, that's like the Money for Nothing music video, or like a lot of early dance, or like animated like fucking...
Yeah, Snow White was rotoscoped.
There are a few shots that are not rotoscoped, including animals, because you can't really rotoscope that and make that look the way you want it to. The dwarfs themselves. I don't think the hag was rotoscoped either. I think she was dead up animated, same way as the dwarfs. Actually, there might have been a few moments of hers that were rotoscoped because there were some kind of subtle movements when she was running away from the dwarfs.
Snow White the character.
Snow White the character was definitely rotoscoped.
Yeah, she was rotoscoped. Especially the dancing scene when she's dancing with the dwarves.
I heard that the one shot where the Wicked Queen is walking down the stairs to her lair after being tricked with the pig's heart was not rotoscoped. And I think it was because, again, this is a quote out of context, don't know who said it or if they said it, that an animator at Disney said that animation where she's walking down the stairs felt the most realistic, and somebody said, yeah, because they did not rotoscope that one. So it's like, shows what you know about animation, huh? When it's like, oh, sure, you can rotoscope the thing, but like, yeah, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
I knew the hand-drawn animation wasn't real when I was a kid, but I think I was led to believe that Toy Story was live action. Wouldn't blame you. I mean, at the time, it was probably the most impressive thing aside from Jurassic Park. So.
I don't know what I thought as a kid. I don't know what I thought about cartoons. I think I just always knew there was like some form of fiction to it.
There's some separation of reality.
Because my parents like explained to me, you know, very thoroughly that these are not real from a young age, and I just sort of accepted it. Didn't stop me from, you know, watching them all the time and wearing out all of our fucking VHS tapes.
No, not in the slightest. Do you know that awkward costume Dan Stevens wore for the Beauty and the Beast remake? I thought that's what animation was as a whole. I mean, it is technically what it is nowadays. Like rotoscoping a person in a motion capture suit.
Mm-hmm.
Damn you, Robert Zemeckis. Damn you. Though I will admit, Monster House is a fun movie to watch around Halloween.
I love Monster House.
Monster House. Monster House. I mean, the
God,
design of the
I
house...
love the memes that spawn from Monster House. They're so funny.
Oh, yeah, definitely. But, like, the house itself is just... It was a very special interest for me. It was like, wait, you mean a house can have sharp teeth and scary eyes just like the tikis in the tiki room? Ah, I'm so happy!
I fucking loved the Monster House as a kid, and I just like grew an entire new appreciation of it as I got older.
Oh my gosh, if I could find my old MS Paint drawings, I can't because the computer that we had them on is gone. You would have so many fucking Monster House drawings, you have no fucking idea.
God.
It's just like a million of them.
Fucking Z! Fucking Z! The fucking goth chick on that movie.
Oh,
Guess
yeah,
who was obsessed with her?
Oh, I wonder. Victoria.
Nah.
Lemon?
Maybe.
We don't know.
We don't know.
I'm like, no. I don't want to besmirch her character. Anyway, whatever she does with her life.
But I fucking loved Z
Or
when
whatever she is.
when I was a kid, and I don't know why, because she was such a bitch.
She was such a bitch. Real bitch and a half. I know why you'd have nightmares of the goth chick. Because every human design in that movie, okay, like her and the boyfriend, are the most off-putting designs in the movie. And everyone looks like clay. Why do they all look like clay?
No, I love that they look like clay.
I mean, it's nice and all, but
it's like if you don't. Here's the thing: if you
as
an animation team, if you don't have the skills to make realistic looking hair, then why not just make them look like clay?
You know what would be even better?
What?
Because it's a house that transforms. Wouldn't that look far more interesting and jittery in stop motion? Especially at the time it came out. Coraline was some of the best stuff that fucking Laika put out.
True, but you need to understand this was a low budget movie.
I mean, low, but yeah, I guess that would do it.
It was a low budget. It was a low budget movie.
Actually,
they were trying to make something good.
Brain thought. So, the animation studio, Aardman Animation, sadly burned down, which is why Flushed Away, released with DreamWorks, was a 3D movie that looked clay and stop motion.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
if? What if, like, not the studio burning down, but what if that was the same thing for Monster House? They wanted to do stop motion, they got a budget for, like, what it would cost to do it, and they were like, that's too expensive, let's do motion capture.
Yeah.
Because that would explain a lot of the aesthetics of the movie.
Yeah, legit. I think it's very possible. It's very possible they wanted it to be stop motion, but they didn't have the budget.
It wasn't because of her looks, it was her personality, says Squad. Why was that the one thing that stuck out to me about the movie? Because she was a bitch. It stuck out to me as a kid, too. It was like, she's a real bitch. And one of the lines that also stuck with me forever was, you're going to make me want to throw up in some tinfoil and eat it. Why that line stuck with me?
Oh my
I have
gosh,
no fucking idea.
fucking Z is just absolutely obsessed with guys, absolutely obsessed with guys with fucking like, obsessed with guys who have like body part names. Her
What the hell was his name again?
her first boyfriend was named Bones, and then her second boyfriend is named Skull. Excuse
Get
me.
it? Skull and Bones? You know, Skull got eaten by a house. Did the other boyfriend get killed too? Because that would be then Skull and Bones
No,
means dead.
Bones is the one who got eaten.
Oh, okay. So
Skull
her previous
never
boyfriend
was never near the house.
Skull. Okay. Anyway, Bella says, I think the first film I was obsessed with was the My Little Pony movie 1986. It was my first fantasy film, so I was obsessed with the magic elements and the three witches and their motives. Nothing can stop the smooths. Boom, 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 boom. The origins of the purple gook that turned into green gook. You know what?
This was really cute.
You know
it
what
was really cute in G4. Just saying.
Yeah, you know what the smooze kind of looks like? What if you took 15 grimaces and just melted them?
Oh my god, he does look like that. Nothing can stop Grimace.
There we go. Hey Squad, it looks like your job has been taken over by Fizzy because she has found the rock band name for this stream. And he calls it out. That's my job, Fizzy. You're stepping on my turf. Hey, don't try to step to her. She'll bring out the hockey or lacrosse stick. She'll bring out the lacrosse stick.
Yeah, we've seen it.
It gets pretty fucking messy. There's blood and teeth everywhere. I think Bella's face is still a little swollen, and it's been like a year since then.
I'm making a glue wig cap.
I'm making a glue wig.
Glue wig cap.
Okay. Field hockey.
For
See?
my doll.
Okay, see, lacrosse is played on a field, and then it's also is a hockey stick. I didn't know it was an actual field hockey stick. Like, this again, I forget these things. Yeah. That is a great story. I had this.
It's very fitting. It's very fitting that the Canadian enjoys hockey.
We still have one more story. What? Fizzy? I don't know. Whose story are we missing?
Did Bella tell her story?
Yeah, Bella just told the My Little Pony thing I read.
Oh, that's right.
Field hockey. Jeez.
It's still hockey, Fizzy. Don't kid yourself.
The difference between falling on your ass in grass and falling on your ass on ice are very different. Trust me,
I know they're very different, but it's still essentially the same game. It's just one is on ice and the other is on the field.
You don't want to fight a Canadian on hockey.
I will fight.
She'll break
fight
out
Fizzy.
the field hockey stick.
I will fight Fizzy about the logistics
You better
of field hockey
you,
and ice hockey.
You better, I think everyone win. Okay, let me see. I'm getting close to the end of the stream here. Let me see, where's my brain? My brain was, somewhere. Oh yeah, I had a parody of that, like, part of the song, that I wrote at one point after listening to it, because I followed the Smooze trend when he appeared on G4. So
He was so cute in G4. Like, absolutely adorable.
yeah, it's the sweetest little baby, baby boy. But like it was like, get on up, you sleepyhead. Have you heard the news? Rise and shine. It's 9:30. Nothing can stop the snooze. You can't sleep in. It's like
God.
an alarm clock goes off, kind of thing.
Z versus Fizzy. Order now for just $59.99. Thank you, squad.
You selling tickets to this like it's an event? You sick bastard! I'm in on this deal. I better get a cut.
Oh. All right.
Step right up, babes. Come and see the fight of the century. Only $59.99 a pop. A discount for children and seniors.
Fucking Fizzy is so damn small. I'd be able to take her.
Yeah. I think Poe would have assumed that going up against Mantis, but that didn't go well for him.
Mantis knew karate.
Kung
Fu. He knew kung fu. Mantis knew kung fu.
Size matters not.
Yeah. Fizzy is 5'1" and also skinny as fuck. I can take her.
I mean, you got the legs advantage at least. You are built. Would it be appropriate to call it cake?
Oh my gosh. I
As
can
you-
take her in hand-to-hand combat. Leave the fucking hockey sticks out of it. It's just me and her. Just me and her, hand-to-hand combat. Let's go.
You're right. We fight with honor. Have at thee.
Did I play sports? I played T-ball. For a few years.
T-ball.
T-ball. It's baseball, but you put the ball on
A tee.
a tee stand.
Yeah.
Yes.
You can't be teed off once you've teed off. Yeah, it's really funny. They said that on Phineas and Ferb, and because like yes, it's a pun, teed off, but I'm sorry, are you even allowed to say ticked off on a Disney show? Because that's kind of stretching a little bit, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't think you're allowed to say ticked off. Have you seen fucking Alex Hirsch, right? That's his name?
Yes.
Have you seen his
I think we
tweets?
talked about this like the week before.
His tweets are like so fucking golden. I really like how he actually like fought them and was just like, dude, what? This doesn't make sense. This censorship doesn't make sense.
Hey, wait a minute. Ryder, Oh, okay. From Ryder, the earliest memory of animation for me was trying to get my hair cut. My grandmother, God rest her soul, scared me, saying they cut my ears off. The only movie to calm me down, The Lion King.
Oh, and I also took mixed martial arts, Fizzy, when I was in high school.
Shit, okay. You better duck. They have legs for days.
Well, no. I actually have pretty short legs. I am 5'4".
Well,
I know how to like put people in a headlock.
what your
Hold them
legs
down.
lack up for in what your legs lack up in length, they make up for in width.
Actually, yes.
So yeah,
I got big thighs.
You're gonna have the advantage there.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, my dad also taught me how to punch, because he was in boxing when
Ding,
he
ding.
was younger. He was in boxing when he was younger, so he taught me how to punch, and he taught me how to make my punches hurt.
Ooh.
A little nice defense
Conversation,
a little nice defense fact here. A good way to make your punches hurt is to not put your thumb under your fingers, because you
Right.
can break your thumb.
Keep your thumb outside of your fist, If you
Yeah,
actually
outside
look
your
at,
fist.
If you look
and,
at a
and
boxing glove, the thumb is not like on top here. It is actually to the side, like this.
Mhm.
Hang on, the screen's
Mhm.
blown it out. So let me just there. That's where you want your thumb to be, like right there, like you're pushing. The buzzer
Actually,
on the
actually,
game
my dad told me to like put my thumb like under my fingers
Okay, so
and like
yeah.
and like make my knuckles pop out and punch with my knuckles. Like keep my wrist, like keep your wrist straight.
Right.
Keep your wrist straight and punch with your knuckles.
Okay.
And another fun fact: if you have a lighter or like a quarter or like a quarter-sized coin in your pocket, you could like take that. You could take that coin, put it inside your fist, and then make your knuckles pop out even more. So you can make your punch hurt even worse.
So it really is
Oh
all
my god!
about,
I remember what.
it's
My,
about,
oh
it's
my
about
gosh! I
getting
remember
those
after my
knuckles.
dad like taught us how to fucking punch. My sister got pissed at me once and punched me in the arm and left two fucking like distinct tiny bruises on my arm, and it hurt like a bitch.
Jeez. Well, good job, honey. Don't do it to your sister ever again. Or else, no, that'd be child abuse, and that's no good.
Yeah.
Anyway, so now we're getting close to the end. I think I should probably talk about my childhood journey with animation. So, a lot of the earliest stuff that I would have seen, I do not even remember. But I do think that it's still formative. As a very young child, I was introduced to Toy Story, Hercules, and Tarzan. Whether or not I actually remember seeing any of those is up for debate. Like, at least from the early age. I'm putting it all into perspective. A lot of other things that I grew up with very easily were every Christmas when the Christmas specials would air on TV. So I grew up with some of the weird shit, like Grandma got run over by a reindeer. It was very nostalgic for me for a time. It is dumb. Grandma gonna sue the pants of Santa. Oh Lord.
Oh my gosh! I remember watching that movie all the time as a child.
It is a weird one.
Absolutely.
The song's better because it gets in and it gets out and it's funny.
Like okay.
Very morbidly funny.
Remember the art style of that movie?
It was definitely very, very Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, very Scooby-Doo, which makes it so weird as to why they only decided to like draw like do like the four fingers.
Oh.
Yeah, look up images of that movie, of like screen caps from that movie. The art style looks like Scooby-Doo, but like they don't draw the pinky.
That's so funny because it would make some semblance of sense if you say like had the elves have 4 fingers but everybody else has 5 fingers, right?
Yeah.
But like I don't know, that
Everyone.
sounds really fucking weird.
It's so weird. I watched it like just a few years ago and I was like, why?
The movie's hit or miss. I mean, yeah, no, I agree. It's like there are good bits. Why is Santa Claus Jewish? That's just kind of funny. He's got a Jewish voice. Like
that's
classic
really
case of
hilarious.
amnesia. Well, actually, he's Jewish because he celebrates Hanukkah and then he works on Christmas.
Okay, I get it.
I mean, they don't say that in the movie, but that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
But yeah, I
it
like
makes
that
sense.
theory. It makes sense.
I mean, they also kind of did. I mean, Pinky and the Brain kind of did that joke with their Christmas special when the main elf was like Jewish. He's got this Jewish voice. It's like, oh, you working for the Tooth Fairy, the Easter Bunny, Oishel the Hanukkah Gobbler, the Goblin. So like, there's like, it makes some sense. It's like, oh, of course. It's like they're either going to the movies or they're doing something else. Actually, that's another good clip to take out of context. is the Arthur Christmas special. Arthur's Perfect Christmas is when Francine's family tells Muffy, you know, there's something that we do when the Christians are out celebrating Christmas. We go to the movies. Okay, so it's not just some lazy punchline that stand-up comedians use. That's actually a thing that they do. Okay, it's a Christmas tradition in this house because we don't celebrate Christmas. I mean, what would your Christmas tradition be if you didn't celebrate Christmas, or if you don't celebrate Christmas? Wasn't there adult?
Actually, a lot of Jewish families on Christmas actually go to Chinese restaurants.
That's also something that Jeff Dunham said, is like, 'twas the night before Christmas.
And all the Jews were at the movies or eating Chinese food.
Yeah, because the Chinese don't celebrate Christmas either, so Chinese places are like open on Christmas.
Well, there you go. That explains that. Santa Incorporated? A stop-motion comedy with a female Jewish elf wanting to become the next Santa.
Oh, yeah, Santa Inc. That fucking show sucks. It's very corporate.
Oh, man, but it sounds interesting.
I know, right?
The concept sounds so good. Oh, and a female
so
elf? Oh my gosh.
corporate.
Mrs. Maisel at the North Pole. I want to see this shit. But now you're saying it's not good. Seth Rogen.
It's not
Damn
good.
it all. Why is Seth Rogen in
It's
everything?
super fucking corporate.
I'm
It, like,
so sick of hearing
it,
his
like,
voice.
shoves its message down your throat, and none of the characters are likable, except for maybe Santa Claus, and it's not for the reason you think. It's because he has actual character and depth. He's the only one with actual character and depth.
Okay, here's a better question then. Does Seth Rogen pull off the character and depth well?
And what?
Does Seth Rogen pull off the depth and character as Santa well? Does he do it well?
Yeah, he does it pretty
Good
well.
Good for him.
It's actually very surprising.
Yeah.
Like, I
For
didn't
a
know
guy
that was Seth
who's-
Rogen.
For a guy who's fucking sold on his obnoxious laugh, it's like, yeah, I mean.
It's just like,
And is it just me, or has that laugh gotten significantly more annoying over time?
it's not just you.
Yeah, like, it was like, I remember his laugh in Monsters versus Aliens, and then I'm comparing it to how it was in the Chippendale Rescue Rangers movie, and it's significantly more obnoxious now. And I'm one of the dumbasses who said, oh, it's perfect that he's playing Donkey Kong. He's got a laugh that sounds like a monkey. And now I'm going to be sick of it. I'm not going to be very happy. Well, we're about 5 minutes to closing time. I think it's about time I go ahead and tell my story with animation, which I said about, like, 5 minutes ago, and then I didn't. So, for me, it really does all... I mean, I guess I was going on about it, but, like, I think VeggieTales was a big root for me. But again, you know, like, the whole CGI is like, it looks real. Would you ever know it was animated? So, but like with cartoons like Clifford the Big Red Dog, and animated segments on Sesame Street or Zaboomafoo, Arthur, Cyber Chase, Fetch with Rough Men's animated host. These things all got to me in the ways like, I love the feeling that these just evoke such a sense of humor that I don't necessarily see anywhere else. And it felt right to me, you know? You know, and it just felt really, it felt light, it felt bouncy, and it felt like I'd found my people. It felt like I was, it kind of like my sister Mary likes to joke that is like, you're a toon in disguise, admit it. But the way I'm saying it now, I kind of feel like I'm a cartoon character born in a human being's body. Like, I feel like I just feel at home.
Now you just need to learn how to do cartoon physics.
I just feel at home with cartoon characters.
Yeah.
I feel at home with the unreality of it all. You know?
Yeah.
I feel at home with the surrealism. I feel at home with the weirdness. I feel at home with everything it does. From the stop-motion Christmas specials and The Nightmare Before Christmas satirizing it, to the classic Looney Tunes and Disney shorts. Like, and every single 3D, 2D, anything in between. Like I was old enough to know better when I finally did end up watching Roger Rabbit, but you have no idea how much fucking wish fulfillment that is. Just to be in a world like that. Just to be with people like that. Like, I don't want to joke with anybody like about like it being a kink or anything, like, but I would not be disappointed if I ended up finding a girlfriend and she turned out to be either a clown or a mime or any kind of clown, and like I'd be like, damn.
Whole damn. Real life cartoon character.
I mean, the closest thing, right?
Yeah.
It's like I think I'd find the appeal more so. Oh, she has a sense of humor.
Yay.
Like immediately, you know that. But there you go.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So are you gonna try to find your girlfriend at a circus or something?
No.
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 Maybe.
Let's see. Comic is a circus clown. I mean, don't I look it? I was born with naturally curly hair. I'm drawing myself with a big red nose. What else do you want from me? I think you just got to put on the face paint by now, right? You just got to take the next step. I mean, in my cartoon form, I draw myself a little more fresher. But you look at me with the screen blowing me out. I look like I'm wearing white face paint. I'm the Joker, baby.
Oh my god.
Have I seen?
I got these scars.
Have I seen Holmes? No. I was slightly interested, and then I heard from people that it was not terribly funny, so I lost interest. Especially since it's a live-action movie, and I hardly give a shit about those in the first place.
Yeah. Like I'll
Don't
watch
be
a live
fucking
action movie every once in a while with my family.
Why not head to a carnival?
If it's marketed
That's
more
not a
towards
bad
kids,
idea.
I'm more likely to watch it.
Because there's more creativity in it. It's like, and here's the thing. It's not like, Jake and the Neverland Pirates or Barney the Dinosaur, but we're talking about things like Phineas and Ferb, Gravity Falls, these things that are made for young children, or even My Little Pony Princess Magic. These things that are made for young children, but with a cognizance and understanding that, there are, like, with My Little Pony, there are parents who want to engage with time with their kids. So don't make it obnoxious to the point where the parents will, like, want to gouge their eyes out. So make it fun for them as well. Or like Gravity Falls, where legitimately it recognizes the adult audience for animation. Because it's adults who are writing it, and adults laughing at the jokes in the writing room. It's like, it's these things where it's like, there's a limitation that keeps them from going too far. You know, there's a limitation that keeps them from doing things overtly, you know, gross or sexual or stuff like that, that allows them to be constrained in it. And I think that's one of the things that the newest Ani-MANIACs doesn't seem to understand, is that the show was primarily made for a younger audience, whereas where the adult jokes were made in very tongue-in-cheek ways to get past the censors. Not that you had the ability to make those jokes and could do them whenever you want, and thus you make the most raunchy ass
And
jokes.
when the polls drop, fucking regular show, love it.
But yeah, they made fun of the president joke, and the familiar faces were involved with the jokes, and like, no shit, Sherlock. I guess people were probably tired of that shit. Like, anyway, Gravity Falls is what got me back into animation. I felt had been in a decline in quality in cartoons for a while. I think it was definitely Adventure Time around the same time that was like a cartoon renaissance. Like, the people who grew up with the 90s cartoons were now making cartoons themselves, you know?
Yeah.
It's like the people who grew up on Batman, Animaniacs, and early SpongeBob were now making cartoons. They grew up on the fucking Simpsons. And the Simpsons was a show that was not afraid to say TV sucks. And like, it was not only a show that agreed with people that TV sucks, but it was also a show that, like, as a touchstone milestone was an animated family sitcom that was actually good at the time. It was the only good thing on TV for a long time. It was like, if anecdotal evidence is to be believed. But yeah, no, yeah, and The Simpsons has to this day had such a good influence on animation because I think in Bean Mouths and Tubular Limbs, it's brought cartoons back to referencing classic rubber hose animation. Because if we're honest with ourselves, the way The Simpsons designs were finalized for the series really does call back to old rubber hose animation. They're very Mickey Mouse in that way.
Mm-hmm.
But I think commenting on how The Simpsons really did do the world better is probably a good place to end this, because we are out of time. This is the end.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I definitely say, I want to say these things right now. The last few streams of this month are going to be this week. This week will be the last couple of streams this month for the most part. Get back here, artistic writer. I'm not done writing. But like, anyway, the last few streams this month will be this week. So it'll be tonight and Friday. And also, next week I'm getting my carpet tore up. I'll probably go ahead and post that progress on Twitter because I'm funny like that. But at this time of the video, I would like to thank my patrons, but I don't have any. If you'd like to be the first to help support the ridiculous shenaniganery that I do on this channel, then find the link at the top of the description. Or at least the closest to the top of the description. Anyway.
Closest to the top. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Second closest to the top.
The second
thing from the top. You can also leave a comment on this video, share it with your friends, and just drive up that engagement. Also like the video because apparently YouTube likes that. Thank you all so much for joining me tonight, and if you're viewing this after the fact, thanks for watching. And until next time, remember to take care, stay safe, and be kind in all that you do. Good night, everybody!
Eat shit!